Happy Wednesday, my friends. So this week, I really pushed the webinar that was put on by Troutman and Amin law firm that had to do with the new revocation laws associated with leads. And I'm happy to say that a lot of you guys took advantage of that and showed up. In fact, there were so many people on the Zoom call, it basically shut down the system. But again, for all of you guys that missed it, I'm going to go ahead and place the recording because they were able to record it, and I recommend for you to definitely watch it. It's full of golden nuggets that are going to help you, especially if you're over the phone. But in a nutshell, what is this new law? TCPA revocation law of consent. Now, this new law goes into effect next year, April 2025. But again, how does this affect you? Well, let me give you some scenarios of how this law can affect you. Because each violation for TCPA is $500. And if they can prove that you're, being negligent with your calling skills, it can go to $1,500 per violation. And it gets out of hand real fast. But again, how does this apply to you? We already got past the one-to-one consent rule where the lead that you buy, your name as the service that you're going to provide is on that lead. So we've covered that. Our lead quality is going to be better. But now for all of you guys that are using fancy CRM systems, using AI at some capacity, what happens after 90 days? Is your CRM taking out all of the people that are on the do not call registry? Because remember, for all of you guys that missed that video, I talked about a 90-day rule, basically that you have from the moment of origination from your lead. You got 90 days where you can text message them, call them, use AI, but after 90 days, that ends completely. You can still call them as long as they're not on the DNC, whether national or state, but that ends. But how does this new revocation law affect the first 90 days from the moment in time you receive the lead? Well, the revocation of consent is just that. So let's say, for example, today I generate a final expense lead and the person called me. They saw the ad, and in the small print of consent, they give me permission to text message them, call them using an automatic dialing system. And I load it into my system. I talk to the client. I didn't get a sale. But then my CRM system starts doing the magic, reminding them about their birthdays, reminding them if they are late on a policy payment, or whatever neat thing that you set up your CRM to do. But the moment in time that person, that consumer, texts you, stop, unsubscribe, don't call anymore, you got to respect that. And before, it was pretty much immediate where you got to, immediately put them on your list, not to call them again. But if you made that webinar yesterday, you would have found out that we have 10 days. So again, you get a new fresh lead, you load it into your CRM system, and you tell the CRM system to start doing all of this nice stuff. The moment in time they cancel that consent, it's your responsibility to make sure that your system is not sending a robocall or a text message for something else. Remember, each violation is $500. So can you imagine if in your CRM you got 300 numbers that you purchased and they're over 90 days old, it can get out of hand really, really fast. Or you text message a consumer and they say, stop calling me, but you don't have an idea that this is happening because the automation is doing it for you. Those 200 numbers, those 200 or 300 leads that you got, how many times did the system send them a notice of some shape or form? It can add up real fast. In fact, today I was talking to an agent. He's been licensed for 8 months. And all of these details, he had no idea that there was even a do not call registry. So again, it's not if, it's only a matter of when, you know, you find yourself dealing with one of these complaints. But if you don't know any better, this is the type of information you need to be really looking at, especially if you're on the telephones. So again, in a nutshell, if you're running a CRM system, make sure that your 90-day period from origination is set in your CRM. Make sure that if any consumer tells you not to call again, that you cease all communication. And what's crazy is that this even applies if you have a client that's already established and they tell you to stop, you got to respect that. And that means stop all communication. Now, I'm going to go ahead and post that video from yesterday, that webinar, and I encourage you to go over there, show them some love, do the research yourself, and you're going to find out that, again, if you're on the phones, selling, making appointments, this applies to you. If you're running a CRM system, make sure that these protocols are in order, or else you can see yourself facing these massive lawsuits that can put you out of business. I mean, my goodness, Assurance IQ was purchased in 2019 for $2 billion. They got hit with a massive lawsuit, you know, the last year, and they ended up losing and settling for $21 million. Let that sink in. So you can avoid all that by doing your research and leveling up on your knowledge. Also, if you're not familiar with TCPAWORLD, I encourage you to go over there as well. Stay on top of their articles. They provide tons of value every single day. They're in the trenches, and that's one of the reasons I like what they do at TCPAWORLD. They provide information that a lot of you guys, including myself, can use every single day. So with that said, I hope you guys have a great end of your week and see you guys at the top. Peace.